Guess what happened? Came from this man right here.
Cameron?
Who's that?
That's
Why does
Mr.
he look
Kirk.
like a Muppet?
That's Mr. Kirk Cameron. Dang
Kirk
it,
Cameron.
bro. You calling James Cameron
looks
a
like the
Muppet?
You said you
Scientist
called him Kirk
wine.
Cameron.
Because you were saying Kirk Cameron.
Does he
over
not
there.
I said
look like-
Cameron. I didn't say Kurt. I never said Kurt.
Yeah.
I said Cameron.
Does
James
he not
Cameron.
look like the little scientist Muppet?
He does.
Yeah.
He does look like a Muppet in that picture. But that's him working at Weta Digital.
Yeah.
Or Weta VFX.
Mm-hmm.
And working on his new film.
Which
That's what he
one, the
looks like when
Avatar?
people call him and he's like, breaks his focus.
Avatar?
He's like, what do you want?
The crap you want. So I wanted to bring up an interesting little thing that he said.
About Avatar?
He threw some shade at Marvel and DC.
Cool.
And you know
about
I
his
love,
Marvel film?
You know I love shade.
I can see Zoe, so it's definitely about
I
Marvel.
can tell you.
Well, let me
Avatar.
let's show this.
You got to get a tan.
The title right here. Here we go. James Cameron criticizes Marvel and DC characters. They all act like they're in college and really don't have relationships. What?
I don't know. I thought I was going for a comedic, well-timed laugh.
A well-timed
I don't know.
laugh. A well-timed giggle. So this is something that he said recently with an interview, I think, with the New York Times. When I look at these big, spectacular films, I'm looking at you, Marvel and DC. Probably looks at the camera in that moment. I'm looking at you. It doesn't matter how old the characters are. They all act like they're in college. They have relationships, but they really don't. They never hang up their spurs because they're kids. The thing that really grounds us and gives us power, love, and purpose. I'm confused by the way he talks.
They never hang up their spurs because of their kids? Or because
they're kids, yeah.
It says because of their kids.
Yeah, it's just bad grammar in this article.
Okay.
The thing that really grounds us and gives us power, love, and purpose.
Those characters don't experience. Okay, I would say he's wrong.
So
What do you mean by he's wrong?
I would say he's wrong. They never hang up their spurs because they're kids, right?
Because
they act
they're
like
acting like
college
kids.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Characters in Marvel and DC, it's his opinion,
well,
they're acting like children.
Cops
they're
are
not written
cops for, sometimes 30, 40 years plus.
Yeah.
They don't hang up their spurs because they're heroes, because they're doing their job, because, they're saving other people.
Okay.
Actually,
it's often that's...
And I would also disagree. There was... Hawkeye did that.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye hung up the spurs because he was kids.
Tony wanted to.
Tony did want to, and also Captain America did, but it took him a long friggin' time.
But also, he fought for a few years. He came out of the ice and fought for a few more years. He was in his prime. Tony'd been fighting for a while, by the end of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Cap had been fighting for a while, too, and when he got the opportunity to hang it up, he did. That was the whole point of of Endgame, was hanging up these characters. So I would say he's saying this from a point of, I don't know, a misunderstanding the characters, because they do have legitimate, real conversations.
I would disagree with him in saying that I am agreeing with what you're saying, but I know what Cameron is saying here. He's equating it to more of, what Avatar is going to be. So it's going to be all about family.
Look,
Well, he's on the press tour for The Way of Water right now.
and that's great, but
He's going to stir the pot if he can.
I don't think it's
It's
kind
not
of
all about family.
it's not in. I don't think it's in good taste to tear something down to build yourself up. It's like, oh, Marvel, it just feels like
It's
like
also
all of
an
the
article.
characters. Wait, but these are things he said. It feels like the characters
Are they quoting him directly?
are,
Yeah.
they're all college students. They don't hang up their spurs because they're kids, right? In comparison to what I'm creating. That's kind of always what it feels like when this happens. When Martin Scorsese, insults Marvel. It's like, number one.
He's a real artist. Marvel's, they're not.
Wait, you saying Martin Scorsese is a real artist?
Yeah.
And
No,
Marvel
I'm
is
saying it
not like
sarcastically.
general Marvel?
I would say it's a different kind of art, right?
Well, it's definitely different.
Yeah. I would say the first, up until everything in the Endgame right? That is kind of a complete chapter.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a book closed.
that's a book closed, and that
Now
era,
it seems like we're opening pamphlets.
right? And that era will always be remembered.
True, it will always be remembered.
It
the
will
problem
always
is
be
that era
remembered.
has a few duds sprinkled in there.
Right, but everybody's got those.
Everyone usually do.
And I just, I'm not saying that he's wrong in all aspects of what he's saying. I'm just saying that it feels pretentious.
Yeah.
A little pretentious. Let's see
pretentious.
some
I mean,
other
he made
stuff he said
Titanic.
that's,
He could be pretentious.
Well, yeah, he had 2 of the highest grossing films of
Yeah.
all time.
I mean, it's a good movie, but it's,
it's
not
like he
that
came out
good.
with one.
Yeah, I know.
He came out with one, and it's like top charts, and then it's like some other films are sneaking up there, and he's like, "All right, let me hit him with another."
Yeah, he's like, oh wait, Avenger Endgame is beating my movie. It's not that great of a movie. These characters are all.
Wait until The Way of Water comes out. All
Yeah.
right. So this is some other pretentious stuff he had to say. I'm not. Now, granted, pretentious is Wyatt's words.
It is my word.
I agree with James. I'm a James apologist.
Yeah.
If he wants to
Just like
if he wants to
Steven?
throw shade, give me a handful of that shade. You know what I'm saying? I'll toss with him.
You need to get out of the shade.
No, I'm
You need to
good.
get tan.
I'm good right where I am, right here with James. James, if you want to hire me for marketing, I can work with you.
He's got better people. I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, I could do a good job marketing probably. I can make your YouTube channel thumbnails.
You can do that. Yeah.
The Way of Water in large water tanks, and he is filmed in large water tanks, and his cast had to train to hold their breaths for minutes on end so that Cameron could film longer takes underwater. When asked what's gained from shooting in actual water, Water has opposed to more CGI approach taken in films like Aquaman and Disney upcoming Little Mermaid. Cameron answered, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe that it looks good."
I agree with this.
So he's
being
allowed to be
be pretentious here.
He's like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe that it looks
does.
good."
It looks better. It
so he got
seriously
sass.
does.
He got a
Well,
little sass.
I mean,
here.
think about the scenes underwater in Harry Potter. They filmed a lot of scenes in Harry Potter when they swim down to do the contest. They film a lot of that underwater, and it looks better for it. It feels better for it.
Cameron said, "Come on. You want it to look like people are underwater, so they need to be underwater."
Yeah, I agree.
So you've mentioned this plenty of times.
I agree with that.
The once and only time we started talking about the Little Mermaid teaser that came out, you're like, the shadows are off.
Yeah, but I
You know
only
what I'm
have
saying?
one.
She don't look like she's
argument
underwater.
for that. We breathe air, but fish breathe water. So
No, they don't.
Well, they breathe in water. So
They breathe in water
Technically, they breathe oxygen that their gills catch.
yeah,
from
but
the bubbles in the water.
we breathe air and they live in water.
the
So
molecules.
what technically
Molecules.
is?
Sick.
Water is made of oxygen.
I made a joke and you just totally destroyed my
Sorry,
joke.
he got all sciencey. Get back on that.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Go ahead,
Fish live in
Carvel.
water. We live in air. So technically,
You're right.
what's water here?
Fire, water, air, and earth.
Oh, the show you haven't seen.
Avatar.
Holy crap. He knew what he was doing. Do you think the next one's going to be like in a volcano land? Is he
hope
hitting all the elements?
All the elements.
Because the first one was definitely air with all that dragon
Wait a
riding.
minute. Wait a minute.
The first one's air. This one's going to be water. Next one is going to be volcanic for fire. The last one
No.
is going to be earth.
No, you're wrong. That's not how the Avatar cycle works. It goes air, water, earth,
Freaking
fire.
fire.
So they're going underground next.
Sick.
And then volcanoes.
And the volcanoes. They're
You're
migrating.
not wrong.
I quickly
migrating
equated
through
it to the Avatar cycle.
bro. He
Air,
knew what he was doing.
water,
This
fire.
he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, man.
No, I agree with this stuff. I don't agree with like the superheroes act like they don't have real interactions. These movies that are about superheroes and aliens and gods, their interactions between people doesn't feel grown up. It doesn't feel like it's grounded in reality.
Well, I think the point he's trying to make is that they're not making real decisions that characters you can relate to would make.
They do, actually. in the movies. They do.
Or
They-
defending Marvel.
Adolescents.
in Marvel.
Adolescent choices that you can relate to maybe when you were a kid.
No, have you not been watching the movies?
No.
These characters make legitimate hard decisions.
I'm not trying to
You're just
back
siding
him up. I'm
you're-
trying
no,
to
you're
clarify
siding with
what he's
James
saying.
Cameron.
I always
You're
will.
just siding with James Cameron because you don't care for Marvel. It is tainting your look on what in Marvel is good storytelling.
Look, James
you're
Cameron
seeing
knows how to
more
make
of
a
the
dollar.
bad than you're seeing of the good.
James Cameron knows how to make a dollar.
He also
Every
made a
day
tree
needs a
hugger
dollar.
movie.
He did.
I don't care. It was awesome.
He's talking about these conversations and everything when the first movie, if we're being truly honest, is something that's been made before. He just made it in CG.
Yeah. It was the look
Dances
of
of
it that
Wolves.
everybody.
Sorry, Dances of Wolves did it.
Dances with Wolves did it.
The Last Samurai
Dances
did
with
it.
Wolves
He did a movie. He made a movie
Dancing with
that
Wolves
had
had a better
already
ending,
been
too.
made.
Dancing with Wolves had a better ending too when he stands up on the what was it the rock
And
then he
he's
kinda,
calling out. It's
it
a
had
better
story.
It's a better movie.
No,
Okay.
I've only seen that movie once. Doesn't the Indian that denies him? He said he's not.
Is he
and
an
then-
Indian or is he a native?
And then
Native American.
Native American.
Yeah.
I'm
and
sure
then-
it's just rolling out here with hate speech. An Indian.
No, you can call him an Indian.
and then
And you're allowed to.
he accepts him as his brother or something.
Yeah. He
That's
said,
a beautiful scene.
He's
That's a beautiful
I'll never
scene.
accept him in our tribe, and then he calls him a friend and a brother at the end.
Yes,
Aw.
that's
It's beautiful. Have you never seen Dances with Wolves?
It's so
No.
long. It's such a long movie. It's
Josh-
so long,
Instead of saying it's so good, Joshua goes, "It's so freaking long."
but it's good.
But you have seen the last.
It's got a good
Samurai.
ending.
yeah, plenty of times. Same concept.
Same concept.
All right.
It's the exact same concept.
Same.
What do you all think of what James Cameron had to say about Marvel and DC? Maybe it's valid with DC,
Yeah.
but Marvel.
It's more valid with DC
Do we got
because
more
they
Star
have no
Wars or
idea
we
what
just
they're
pitting
doing.
monsters?
Oh, Monsters next. Monsters next.
These better not be Star Wars monsters. I already know what it is. It's the abominable snowman. Yeah. Go to the side.